Make sure everything's cracking.
We're going live, everybody. What's going on? Uh-oh. Why are you doing that? There we go. Go live on Instagram. We are live. What is going on, everybody?
Live
Episode 2.
everywhere.
Episode 2. Live everywhere. Got 6 viewers between Facebook and YouTube.
Woo.
So this is YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram?
Yep, we got all 3. What's going on? Instagram. What's up? YouTube and Facebook. Greg, whenever you're ready.
Welcome to our new studio.
Again,
we are
studio number 2. Whenever you're ready, dude.
All right, we're gonna
Kick this off.
welcome to Life, Liberty, and Equip Podcasts. I'm Graig Davis, founder of NeoMag, and a firm believer that life is worth living boldly. Liberty should be used for good. We all have a calling to be equipped to pursue it. Every week we explore what it means to live with intention and carry the tools and mindset that prepare us for whatever comes. We'll dive into topics around the freedoms we cherish, the gear we trust, and the skills that equip us. This is more than a podcast. It's a mission. Life, liberty, and equipped to pursue it. Let's get started.
Such good theme music.
I like it.
We're doing good.
We're
Episode
coming
2.
to you live on the NeoMag YouTube channel, Instagram, and Facebook accounts. And we'll be bringing your live comments into the conversation today. If you're listening to the recorded podcast, you can catch us every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern and be a part of the live. We have multiple ways to get involved. You can get involved with us on our Discord server. Nate's putting the link in the chat. I'll have it in the show notes on the podcast. For that Discord, you can join us on there. If you're part of the NeoMag Insiders Club, we'll have a discount code ready for you later in the show when we get to the Equip segment. Insiders Club is free to join, and you'll get access to exclusive episodes. We have one coming next week to be, which is kind of cool. We're excited about. And you're going to get access to discounts and more. You can sign up using the pop-up on our website when you go to the neomag.com. Also hosting with me today is Nate Hills, right here in the blue shirt. To my left is Mr. Michael Billings. And joining us on the other screen is our friend Tiberius Giblin. How you guys doing today?
Doing fantastic.
It's a good day.
It's a good day. What's going on, everybody?
Can't complain. Doing
Mr.
well.
Bartlett, welcome to the YouTube chats. We got Jay Bada saying hello from Instagram. Hey, Jay Bada.
What's up, Bada?
What's going on, everybody?
Hey, so the three of us kind of introduced ourselves last week. Tib, do you want to give a quick intro? Like, so we just said your name, but what do you do here at NeoMag? And where are you?
So my title is Business Development Executive. Fancy.
So fancy.
So fancy.
I do a lot of dealer sales. I do Amazon sales, and everything that goes along with dealer and Amazon sales would be the short description of my job.
Very short. There's a lot more to it, to those things. A lot of people just do one of those things. You've got your hands full doing those things. You also kind of get shows. So if we go to shows and stuff, you kind of get those things organized and booked and all that stuff. And now I've also thrown on podcast guy
host
onto that resume.
YouTube famous. And now
But yeah,
podcast famous.
really the biggest thing is he's YouTube famous.
Go check out his YouTube, Tiberius Giblin. He is YouTube famous if you didn't know.
Best zealous gun tuber you know.
Well, and unfortunately, Tib can't see this. We can. John, Evil Twin, asked, "Why is he talking funny?" And if you're curious, you know who John is. John may or may
Did he
not-
really?
Yes.
What
he
do
did.
you do that on Instagram?
No, Facebook. Hi, John. Hope
That's
you're doing
funny.
well today, bud.
Well, that's funny.
Yeah, Tib is coming to us from the very small island of Rhode Island.
It's not even a peninsula.
It's ridiculous. Rhode Island's just ridiculous in so many ways.
Terrible roads.
Terrible
Not an
drivers.
Drivers,
Mm-hmm.
Purple walls.
amazing lobster rolls though.
Yeah, that's true.
Just amazing seafood in general.
Yeah. So good.
My mic is so low,
You can move it up.
but can I? It's hiding things. I have to move it up. This is uncomfortable.
Yeah, we gotta have good posture. All right, so I actually have some segues this week. These might change as we go along. If you guys have suggestions on things that go along with these segments, the first segment is life.
I guess it comes down to a simple choice, really. Get busy living. Get busy dying.
Nice. All right,
We're so fancy.
so fancy. So you guys know what movie that's from?
Well, I do now.
I just told Nate before
Yeah.
this.
I do now.
Did you know what the movie that's from?
I forgot.
You already forgot.
Yes,
You know what movie that's from?
Nope.
You forgot to. Shawshank Redemption, one of the
that's
greatest
right.
movies.
That's right.
Classic.
Tibbs,
Ever.
we were busy.
If you're curious,
lot
that
of
was
conversations.
filmed just south of us,
Yeah.
a little bit at the Mansfield Reformatory.
Yep.
They now do tours and that kind of stuff, haunted houses.
Yeah,
It's
not
weird.
far from here.
So
Great movie. If you haven't seen it,
fantastic
still
movie.
holds up. It's great. Great.
Morgan Freeman's in it.
I was just trying to think. Yeah, I was trying to think of any clip that has life. I was not very picky on what was going to be in that. Just something that had the word life in it or living, and that's in this case.
That
Yeah.
was a good
So
choice, though.
our first segment is about life. So our mission statement is life, liberty, and equipped to pursue it. And so each podcast we have a segment based on each of those things in the mission statement. So, yeah, just as far as life, what's going on with you guys? Anything?
My lawnmower broke this week.
Mm.
So I found out. So
Like the one you just bought last year?
and it's not like an engine thing. So I found out I mowed on Sunday. So we got back from or we had like I had a bunch of yard work stuff to do. And I have a large mower. I have a lot of yard to mow, a couple acres, and I have a large mower. So I think it's a 64-inch deck, 3 large blades on it. So it's not small. And there's 3 bolts in the top of the spindles that come up from the bottom of the blades, right? And I've had ones that have gotten loose in the past. It's a big spinning thing with just a bolt on the top of it. It gets loose. And I knew the one had been loose, so I'd open it up, tighten it down before I started. And I'd been mowing in the yard and made some more noise. So I opened it back up and I tightened it down. And I mowed it my entire yard. Went back to my dad's house, dropped it off because my dad's storing it in his barn. I don't have a barn on the property yet. He texted me yesterday or Monday. I can't remember which day. Sent me a picture and the bolt head is gone, entirely sheared off the top.
Nice.
Goodness.
He had tried to mow because we're sharing it. He can mow as well. And I went and found a couple of the parts from the top. The bolt head had sheared off. There's a plate that sits between the bolt and the top of that spindle that came up. And I basically mowed my entire yard with that broken off. This is what I found out. So I got to call the folks that we bought it from. They've got a full shop and everything. See if I can't get a replacement spindle. Hoping that I can just get a replacement part. I don't need to bring it into them because I think I can replace it. I just need to get the part. It is a commercial mower though, so I don't think I can just they have to order the part. It's not going to be just easily picked up anywhere.
Right.
But
yeah, it's not gonna be at your local TSC.
yeah, exactly.
But did the yard look good?
Oh, yard looks great. Even with it broken off, it's still mowed. It's mowed great. You had no idea. But it was a bummer. So
I have a lawnmower story.
Go.
My push mower died the other week.
push
Which-
mowing's stupid.
It is stupid. I have a pretty small front yard, so
Oh.
I usually have one of my kids push mow the front yard while I hop on my zero turn and I ride and mow the backyard. And so my son he started up the other day, and like when you first start up a gas engine, it's kind of loping. It's kind of like it doesn't sound real good, but it usually kind of spools up and goes. Well, it just kind of kept sounding like it was trying to get started. So I run up to the front yard and I'm like, hey, this doesn't sound right. But he had mowed like half the yard with it by then. We're like, all right. It was kind of sputtering smoke. And what I realized so I've had that mower. I bought it when we bought our last house. I've had that thing for probably at least 15, for more years. I don't think I ever once added oil,
Oh.
changed oil. Yeah, did anything.
No
Zero maintenance to it.
It's gonna
It
be
had
like
a hole in it
sludge in it.
that would shoot stuff out of it.
Oh, good.
So usually what you let happen is that the grass would just kind of clog it up.
Oh yeah, perfect.
And,
Good. 'Cause
and-
that's
so-
perfect.
That's
so, like,
good.
you can
Duct
see the
tape.
blades through the hole,
That's
and it was shooting
safe.
stuff out of it. Maybe it was a good thing that it died.
I'm pretty sure that's
Ah.
could be considered child like neglect by having your kid mow with a
It never shot anything.
hole
It never shot anything at you. It was on the
in the
side of
mower
the
deck.
What could go wrong though? Nah, it's fine.
But hey, just if you have gas powered things,
Change the oil,
change
guys.
oil, add oil, anything would have been
Any maintenance,
The oil.
any maintenance at all would have been good.
any of that stuff. That's
It's like we
normal.
put gas in it. We did. We put
I
gas-
was just
Yeah,
about to say it.
Thanks for gas.
Ain't got no gas.
Ain't no gas.
I know what's wrong with it. Ain't got no gas in it.
Oh man.
Uh,
Ah.
So the zero turns. I have a little quick story with the
See,
lawnmower.
everyone's got
Big
lawnmower
lawnmower chat.
story.
Lawnmower chat today.
So we had a landscaping business. You know, Dad. I was child service. Labor
course.
laws didn't matter. We were cutting grass, right? But the zero turn, you know, if you start to turn and you just nudge that one tire forward, you'll spin that back tire.
Oh yeah,
I would
Every
be
time.
cutting the grass, and I'd be hot dogging it fast, trying to get the yard done, and spinning a tire, leave a little tire rut. Oh, my dad would.
Oh, yeah.
Pop a top. You know, it's one of those things. It's like, no, you're gonna stop, back up on the concrete, turn around, and then go forward.
always be gentle. Always be gentle. You can't spin real fast because you always leave a tire rut. Always a thing.
But I know both of you have popped a wheelie with your lawnmower.
Oh, I can lift my whole back. My lawnmower's got enough power in it because I can mow at like 17 miles an hour.
Wow.
Oh, it's got some get up and go.
You can take
If
it out to
I-
the range.
Go from just sitting still to full
Full blast.
blast. The whole thing will lift up and you'll see all three blades spinning. It's terrifying.
It's kind of scary.
It is. It's fun, but it's terrifying.
That's actually pretty funny.
I have done it on accident. I've only done it once, but I've done it on accident for sure.
It's a good thing my dad's not listening to the podcast because I may or may not have, put
Okay.
it in reverse, put it forward, pop the
Oh,
wheelie.
yeah.
Hey, Pop.
It's fine.
If he hasn't
It's all
done it, though, that's
He's got two now, so
all right.
just in case one has a hole in it or he doesn't do any maintenance.
Yeah. Yeah, ask if he puts oil in it. Make sure he puts oil in it.
I'm sure he did. I think that's an exclusively you thing, buddy.
that was laziness is what that was. Speaking of not lazy, so this last week has been crazy for me. So our church does a youth program at a church camp about almost an hour away. It's like 50 some minutes. 5 minutes down there. And so they've been down there all week. I've been driving down every evening since Sunday. And I will through Friday, going down and playing guitar, singing, doing worship in the band for them. And so it's honestly, it's a beautiful drive down there. Nate's been down there.
Mhm.
It's a beautiful drive.
It's an amazing spot.
I don't mind the drive at all.
No,
It's
it's not bad.
opportunities to put on music or a podcast or whatever and kind of catch up and zone out a little bit and then get down there and I get to worship with 100 some very energetic middle schoolers, which is a lot of fun. And then drive back. I don't get back home till 11 something by the time I shower, wind down and all that. It's been later. So I've been coming in a little bit later this week too. But man, it's been really amazing just to go down and kind of catch up with them. I just kind of I literally catch an hour of their whole day. They're doing programming the whole day. And it kind of leads up to this big moment in the evening for the service. And I get to kind of be there and catch that. So that's really cool. I'm also getting ready to go on vacation next week, which I'm looking forward to. So this week's it's been busy because I'm trying to get caught up. We ended up deciding yesterday to delay a product launch we were going to do this week to next week.
Be on the lookout for next week.
So next week we have a new product launch, and
It's going to be a party. Greg not here, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course.
I hope so.
For sure. Strobes, clubbing music, all that stuff. I'll be in charge of the soundboard.
Some techno. Well, for you, it'd be like emo techno.
Of course.
Yeah, that'd be like video game techno. Take video games like you love these mashup things. No,
Almost had it.
yeah,
We
you love
almost
these
had it.
mashup things. Like you'll take Christmas music and turn it techno. You'll take video game soundtracks and like turn it techno.
He's not wrong.
And yeah, like
It's fun.
you take a genre and you mash it with a different genre. I don't say anything's wrong with it, but
Yeah, it's good.
sounds like something you do.
It's exactly right.
We need lasers.
Lasers.
Laser beams,
Laser
dark
beams.
lasers.
Lasers.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, what's going on with you?
Yeah, so we kind of talked about this pre-show, but it was like, what am I doing in life right now? And I guess the big focus is shifting back to I've been shooting a lot. This year was kind of a big focus trying to push for masterclass, and we have been busy. We have been on the range shooting, we've been on the range training, but a lot of times for us it's work. It's not so much that we get the time to train and shoot. So getting to shoot these matches was great. I got my first major in, did exceptionally well for leveling up in my class, and now it's getting ready for the next major. I went ahead and bit the bullet this morning, signed up for my next major next weekend in Michigan. So super excited about that one. There's going to be some amazing shooters out there, some of our close friends too, that I'm super excited about, just shooting amongst good people and the fellowship aspect of it. That's one thing I guess I don't touch on enough, or I guess this is a good platform to do that, is the shooting matches. Like, it's a fellowship. Like, you become friends with people at these local matches that extends so much further out. And I love that aspect of it, not just the shooting part. This past weekend, I shot exceptionally well, super well, but I had more fun hanging out with the guys. Like, we were laughing, joking around. Like, I was
That's
going
the
up to the
point.
stage as the RO. They're like, hey, do you want a couple extra minutes to walk the stage? It's like, I'm good. I'm just going to shoot it, and that part of it was just like, even if I missed through a mic, or hit a double tap to no shoot, it was fine. Like, it was like, you rubbed it off, kept going, and the guys had a good time. And I really love that aspect of it. So I'm going to go into the majors, not doubling tap and no shoot, not throwing a mic or hitting the blacks. But I'm going to go there. And then the last part of it was skydiving. I have been skydiving now for many years. And when I moved here to Ohio, it was a cold welcome, not so much a warm welcome. And
He's talking about the weather, not his welcome.
Literally.
okay. to
Literally.
rephrase that, the welcome with Neomag was great. Absolutely. They fed me tacos. I had tacos for lunch, but it was a cold welcome to the environment from Florida. So I wasn't able to skydive, and life just got busy. So now getting to get back in the plane, get out. This weekend, I've got 2 guys, their birthdays. They've never skydived. They want to skydive. So I'm getting friends to jump out of the plane. So
Nice.
I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a fun part of fellowship as well. And maybe somebody will pee their pants or throw up. We'll see. Not me. I'm good. I'm set. But let's see.
That's the goal.
Let's see how this
Hold
goes.
on. Do people often pee their pants when they skydive?
I don't know, but I'm kind of curious to see. Like, I'm hoping like I can psych these guys out on the way in. Be like, yeah, you only fall once. Like, if the shoot doesn't get in, just kind of startle them up a little bit. So I've been giving them a hard time this week, just trying to prep their souls for jumping out of a plane at 14,000 feet.
That
sounds fun.
Very,
You guys
very,
have to do it.
very high. Nope.
You've already jumped.
Yeah, you've jumped out of planes.
Yeah, you got to do it. But now
I've fallen out of a plane.
Well, that's kind of what it is.
not 1,000 feet.
Yeah.
1,000 feet is much closer to the ground than 14,000.
I think that would make me more nervous. I
Now
don't
listen,
know.
yeah, absolutely.
You're in the air
Oh,
for
really?
like 60 seconds. It's not. It's if that.
And then it's
so
PLR.
quick.
Yeah, like it's either you do or you
Freaking-
die. With-
Listen,
with
you're
that.
in,
I guess
you're,
at 14, at least I don't know.
I got some time.
At least maybe you have some time to try to
I got
figure
some
things
time.
out.
I can find a pond.
you're out of the plane. By the time you're like, oh, I'm in the air. You're like, oh, I'm in the ground. It's done. It's
Yeah, but
Quick.
But literally like
Painless.
smack in the ground. Right?
yeah. I
Like,
mean, it's not a big deal.
at least with these, you don't have to hit so hard. Yeah. You just come jump.
Yeah,
Again.
nope. I'm good. I'm good.
Tips?
what are you saying,
Next.
Tim?
I'll jump with you. Yeah, I've never done it. I'd love to.
Yes. Next trip to
Sign me
Ohio.
up.
Yeah, next time you're out here
All right.
at Christmas time.
Hey, we're gonna get Greg to jump too.
You guys
That
should
sounds
definitely
cold
do
at
that.
Christmas
Sounds fun for
for you
you.
now.
We can
Christmas?
jump with
Oh.
the snow.
Mm-mm,
cold.
no.
Sounds awful.
It's kind of cold.
September, October.
Tib, you can dress up like Santa Claus,
Yes,
Santa jumper.
I do have
That's
my
you're allowed.
ugly Santa ugly sweater.
Anything going on with you, Tib?
Mostly this week, just kind of catch up. So I was lucky and blessed enough to go on a beautiful vacation last week with my wonderful family. And it was absolutely lovely. One of the best vacations we've ever had. So this week for me, nothing too exciting, more just catching up. And then you guys remember that ever see that cartoon where the person's digging a hole and the dirt's going back in the hole
Oh yeah.
as they dig? That's how I feel this week. I'm like, and not catching up, but I'm getting there. And then My daughter's getting her license tomorrow, which
Ooh.
is absolutely terrifying. Exciting. I'm happy for her. It's one of those major milestones in a kid's life. But yeah, it's just scary, that level of.
She's got it, man.
Yeah.
It's no big deal. She's a responsible kid.
Well,
Yeah, I'm not so much worried about like the drinking and driving and that side of it. I'm definitely not worried about that with her. It's just more, inexperienced driver. You there's a lot of things you're still learning, and you just want them to be safe, and that's all.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
It's all the other drivers out there nowadays in the
That doesn't help.
turnpikes.
Well,
the
especially
roundabouts.
in all of our jokes, Rhode Island does truly, if you look up at the statistics, have like
Mhm.
what I think it's the second worst drivers in the U.S. Is it, Tib? Right?
It depends on where you look at the ranking, but we're always in the bottom 3 to 5, always.
Yeah. So it's the other drivers in Rhode Island more so than Kinsey that you have to worry about.
Yeah.
Hi, Boomer says,
And
is a completely different sport. All right, Tip.
Yeah, and we are in a tourist town, so there's always a lot of people coming and going and on vacation, and so yeah.
Well, always lots going on, and we're kind of starting to wrap up the summer here. I try to get some last minute vacations in, and
Don't say that.
I know, I'm ready for fall. I'm already thinking about hunting, thinking about cooler weathers.
I mean, I'm
thinking
Hunting
about
sounds great.
thinking about
Cold weather.
football, hockey. Oh,
Hockey.
I love fall. Yeah,
I mean, I love the fall. Don't get me wrong. I love the fall, but I've been enjoying this summer quite a bit. We just got a new patio set. My grandmother-in-law. Yeah, that would be right. My grandmother-in-law just moved up here to a it's not technically assisted living, one of those where she lives in an apartment. She doesn't actually need help really, but there's help available to her up here. And she just got a new patio set last summer. Ours, we just realized, was like at the tail end. Bethany sat down and it was kind of a weaved material and it kind of started to separate in the center. So we're like, okay, we're at the tail end of that. And she's like, oh, well, you can just have the one I bought last summer. I was like, sweet. And it's basically a couch and everything. Yeah. It's super nice. Ooh. So that just got to our house this past weekend and it's really nice. So I've been sitting on the back patio every single night with that. So it's been awesome.
I tried to do it the other night. Well, I haven't been sitting outside, but I tried the other night. I was like, I want to start a fire. Like I love
it's too hot for a fire.
Dude, I started that fire and I was like 15 feet away from it.
It's too hot for
and
a fire.
I was just sweating. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm going to stick it next to this fire. I'm going to enjoy this fire. Me and Libby, she was 10 feet away because she's a little bit more of a freeze baby than me, but I think she was sweating too. I'm like 15 feet away from this fire. Honestly, by the time it got like dark, I was able to be within 8 feet of it.
Yeah.
But that's why I can't wait for fall. Yeah. I can't wait to start a fire and actually be able to sit next to the fire. Because it was way too hot.
Yeah, the hiking outdoors right now is just, you're drenched in sweat. It's like, you want to go back.
I've been trying to mountain bike more and it's nasty. But
our friend Steven on YouTube says fall for the win. He agrees with you.
Yes.
I like the fall, just not the winter.
I love I do. I love the fall. The fall's great.
Unfortunately, it's like days long.
Let's say our fall, I feel like it's never long. We have most years, September is still summer, like in terms of weather. And then we have October, like 3 weeks in October that are fall. And November's hit or miss, whether it's fall or winter.
Well, and Christmas, you never know if it's going to still be fall or it can go later. Like I think Christmas last year, Christmas wasn't like 60 degrees on Christmas last year.
Yeah, but I was there and it was like 60 something.
Yeah,
but we had also already had winter because when I was hunting the week of
it was cold.
It rotates between winter and fall.
Yeah, because when I was hunting, it was 11 degrees outside when I was hunting. Like I have a picture of my beard frozen, like icicles hanging off my beard. So it just depends.
It's all over the place. But all right, let's head into our next segment.
Do it.
Liberty.
Give me liberty! Oh, give me death!
Well said. Hoorah!
To arms.
So, Liberty segment here. I came across a story this last week. about a football player named Jason Brown. So Jason Brown was the highest paid center in NFL history. But in 2012, he walked away from a $37.5 million contract.
A lot of money.
After feeling called by God to start a farm in North Carolina. With no farming experience, he taught himself using YouTube, which is awesome, and started First Fruits Farm, where he donates all of his crops to feed the hungry. In the first year alone, he gave away 130,000 pounds of food. Jason believes true greatness comes from serving others. So we talked about last week, maybe using some would you rather questions. And I thought of a would you rather question kind of based around the story. Would you rather have a life of comfort, but never feel content, or live out of your comfort zone and feel full contentment?
So it's an interesting question. Feeling my immediate answer is live out of my comfort zone and feel full contentment. Because not being content sucks.
Yeah.
Like feeling not content with your circumstances or not content in life, it's just a lousy place to be. I've been in that place a couple times where you're really just struggling to find contentment. You're just struggling. Everything just doesn't feel good, which I would say is actually more out of comfort. Like, I don't know how, actually, I almost feel like the question,
how can you be comfortable?
Yeah. I don't feel like you could be comfortable.
Well, so I think by comfort here, I mean, like financially.
Sure.
Right.
No,
So
like,
in Jason Brown's case, he walked away from $37.5 million. Now clearly he had plenty of other money because he spent $25 million or so on this. I don't think that was in the description there, but down the story, I think it says he spent like $25 million.
$25 million, yeah.
Yeah, and bought a farm. So clearly, it's not, and I doubt he emptied his bank account of that. But regardless,
well, still, right?
Like, he could have stayed and lived the Gucci life in some mansion, having multiple mansions and places, and make all this money. But he walked away from that. So clearly for him, we know his answer to this. But I think, I want to agree with you, in that I would choose, and I do think in some ways I do choose that. I could definitely spend money on other creature comforts and stuff that I choose not to. And part of that is just because there's a lifestyle creep.
Sure.
That, as we all get older, hopefully as we get older and more successful and that sort of thing, some of our comforts can increase. But one of the things I've always been concerned about, just as a business owner, is that lifestyle creep, where, what I made when I first started the company is very different than what I make now. And so the lifestyle that I could have is very different. But I've also had in the back of my head, like, well, if this all goes away, what job am I going to be able to go get? At what pay level am I going to be able to have this? So that there's all kind of that, which is kind of a tangent, but like,
that's a good point, though. I mean, how money does come into both being comfortable and having the contentness, and how that lifestyle creep can come in up on you. Yeah, that's a very good point, though.
Yeah, like you have to choose at some point. You have to choose. Okay, this is it. This is the life that I want to live. I'm content with this house, with these things, with this vacation, with like living this lifestyle. At some point, you kind of decide this is it.
Enough.
Yeah, this is enough.
Right.
Because maybe it's financially driven. It might just be, this is all I can afford, so this is where I stop. But then what happens when you make more money? Do you allow that lifestyle to creep again, or do you say enough? I don't know, Tib, what's your thoughts on this?
I think if you're not content, you're not going to be happy. So no matter how much comfort you have and how much money you have and whatever creature comforts are kind of irrelevant at that point. I think the trouble is convincing yourself to make that leap that Jason Brown made. Like, for his courage to walk away from $37 million and something he's done his whole life, to jump into a farm because he felt called to do that when he's never been a farmer. That takes a major leap of faith. So it's very easy to stay in your comfort zone. So as much as I think most people would say they want to be content, I think it's harder to make that leap of faith than most people realize, I would say.
Well, I mean, especially that jump for him. Yeah, like you said, he went from football player to farmer. It's not like he went from football player to like assistant coach or
Mm-hmm.
a trainer, something football tangent. He did as much of a 180 as I can think of.
But he could definitely move some hay barrels.
Oh yeah, he doesn't need some tractors or cows or horses.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry, I got this. Yeah, I just it really obviously it's a really cool story to hear of somebody doing this, and especially he obviously felt the calling loud and clear, and found purpose outside of it, because I think we all need purpose as well, and to find that purpose of just giving. He's turned, because the other thing he could have done is bought a 1,000-acre farm or just 1,000 acres and just stuck a house in the middle of it and just enjoyed
100%.
the silence and the property and all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
He chose to give something back with it.
yeah, and in this article, and I can link the article. Trying to think if I had it handy. We can link the article later, but he basically gets a bunch of volunteers. So it said the first season of harvest, God sent hundreds of volunteers to collect 130,000 pounds of sweet potatoes and cucumbers that were given to the hungry in their community. And that was just for year one. Brown has no regrets about walking away from fame and fortune for farming. He's passionate about using his new platform, or field, if you will, to share the love of Christ by fighting hunger in North Carolina. And so just he also is having a bunch of volunteers, a bunch of people come to his farm and help. So it's, like we were talking about community earlier in the life segment. So and that's kind of what that life segment is about. Somewhat is just, what are we doing in our communities to to be active and that sort of thing. So, Jason obviously is feeling that call to get back like that. So yeah, I think it's an important question for all of us to ask is where is my level of contentment? At what point do I say this is it? And how can I give from that?
Yeah. I get it.
And think about 130,000 pounds of sweet potatoes. Like when I read that the first time, I kind of just glanced right past it, and then when you said it a second time, that's a lot of pounds. 130,000 pounds. It's
a lot of food.
Mm.
I mean, that is a lot of people that could be fed with that amount of food.
And this is me being picky too. Two of my least favorite things to eat.
I love sweet potatoes.
I don't love sweet potatoes. I like sweet potatoes, especially at Thanksgiving when it's like covered in the
marshmallow
and like the brown sugar crust.
Pecan.
That goes back to straight sugar.
And it also goes back to fall is better.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, so we're getting a couple comments that just kind of reflecting on what Jason Brown did, and a lot of the guys here on YouTube are saying like finding that kind of purpose would be amazing. One said, "I can't take money with me when I die," and he followed up with, "The legacy we leave for our grandchildren's children, that is the most valuable than money." So I definitely agree with what he did. Walk away from that style of comfort and that lifestyle is something I will in my lifetime probably never see in that value of $1 for that type of contract. But I think he found his true purpose, and he found that contentness in doing what he loved the most. And it's going to be profitable, and money maybe not be what he's looking for in the end. But I think with, like you said, in this notes, the volunteers, the amount of food collected, the amount of people that are going to see and resonate with that, it's going to bring him a fruitful life, regardless of the product that it creates, from money to, to wealth, to fame, whatever it may be. I think he's really focused on bringing happiness to other. And I think that's a true content.
Yeah.
And I love what you said though, how money can change the dynamic, and you can have the lifestyle creep in, and it could change who you are. And I think we see from this example, this is a perfect example of a person that didn't allow money to change who they were. it just allowed them the opportunity to go to the next step in their life and progress and find that comfort and content. So kudos to Jason.
Yeah.
Like that's amazing.
Yeah, I think it's something just in this liberty segment, liberty being, what are we doing with our freedom to love on others and give to others? And I think the question that we can all ask ourselves is, even though we might not be passing up 37.5 million and spending 25 million on our own scale, what can we pass on with our time, with our talents, with our treasures? Like, what are things that we can pass on within each of those things to give back in some way, and to use our freedom to help others? It's going to cost us something. It always does. And frankly, those are the things that ends up being the most impactful in your own life too. When you give up and you serve, there's something that God does through you that just kind of that changes you. So it's kind of my challenge for us all through this as well. All right, let's get equipped.
Gun and radio.
Not exactly Christmas, is it?
Were you expecting an exploding pen? We don't really go in for that anymore. Good luck out there in the field. And please return the equipment in one piece.
Brave New World.
New World.
Sky.
From one of my favorite movie series ever. Nate's favorite movie.
Wasn't that John Wick? No.
Oh.
He's gonna fire you now.
It was a total joke.
Fired. I'm sorry. Fired.
Clip from Skyfall. James Bond. It's when he meets the new Q for the first time.
Such a good one.
In an art gallery. That's such a good movie.
The exploding pen is still relevant. Just saying.
Who doesn't want an exploding pen?
I mean,
Just saying, they made a pen out of a gun.
I will 100% agree that I would be disappointed if I was James Bond and I was handed a gun and a radio. Just saying.
Well, and the funny thing is, it's like he's handed a 9mm Walther, and
gross.
Which I'm glad it was 9mm because the original was a 380.
Little pocket pistol. PPQ.
Is it a 32 or a 380?
32.
It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
even. It's not a 30.
Yeah, it's not even 38. Or 380. Yeah. So at least he was handed a 9mm, and I do kind of want one of those just because
I would love that in a shoulder holster. Yeah, give it to me.
But the funny thing is, in that clip, if you go watch that clip, the radio is given. It was like, this isn't an old movie, but it was this tiny little thing, and it had the extendable antenna. It was like this little. It was like a half-inch long antenna. I was
tiny
laughing.
little radio.
But I love that the movie kind of stays true to some of the old tech.
Oh yeah,
and I love that they even kind of like, what'd you expect an exploding pen? Because like they give them these very classic Bond things, and then they
100%.
also kind of like make fun of some of the past Bond things.
It was great.
Oh, it's so good. I love
Great.
it.
Michael,
Well, we are in the.
gun...
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Dib.
No, I was just
No,
going to say
go
that
ahead.
gun pen company just went out of business, actually.
Oh no.
They announced the
No.
other day that they're closing doors. Yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
We should have got one before they went out.
Wah, wah, wah.
Final blowout sale.
Well, hey, there's a new
It's a
door opened up in the industry. If you want to make a
Pen gun.
pen gun,
Go for it.
maybe you just need to make it better. I don't know. That's probably a reason why they went out of business, but
Nobody wants a single shot anymore.
it's better than no shot. You gotta be able to shoot your shot.
Shoot your shot.
Or shoot
And
yourself
this
in your
caliber,
back.
too, was like, I don't even know what caliber it was. It was nothing.
I don't know what
It was like,
I think it was a
like
22
BB
caliber.
gun.
It's got to be a 22 or something. Yeah.
I think it was a 22.
I think it was
They had it
small.
at Gold. Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Well, it was 22 shorts, which
They're really hard to find, actually.
yeah, they're
They're difficult to find. We had
The
don't
shortest
remember.
for 22s for a while there.
well, I was gonna say I don't remember if it's my father-in-law that had it. Somebody I know has a revolver that only shoots 22 short. It's this tiny little revolver, like a little thing, and we had it at the house. We got it all cleaned up, got it actually like revolving again and doing all the things because it hadn't been used in so long. we got some ammo for it. It was one of those things where you're like, I don't even know if I want to shoot it. I'm scared it's going to explode. And the thing fired, but finding 22 short was really, really difficult.
Yep.
It's just not out there. I mean, you have to like special order it.
I think I have a box or two from like the 90s that I'm still holding on to.
It's hard to find.
So in our we moved on. In our quit segment, our focus here is just looking at practical tools and skills and knowledge to empower us to in our pursuit of life and liberty. So we do have a discount code for our insiders. It is EQUIP discount. One word: EQUIP DISCOUNT. It's going to put that in the comments, and that'll get you 20% off for approximately the next 36 hours or so. It'll expire Thursday at midnight.
But only if you're an insider.
Only if you're an insider. Log into your insider's account. If you're not an insider, you can make that account. It's true. I talked about that in the episode. You can hit that pop up. That'll also give you a 15% off discount when you sign up for it. So you get 2 codes, and those are pretty handy. So one of the things I recently got, actually, I think a week ago today, I'm wearing now. I got one of those Oura rings, and something I've thought about for a long time. I'll be honest. The Prime Day got me.
Sucked them in.
It was there's like $100 off, and I'm like, all right, because I almost bought one at Black Friday last year, but I was like, I'm not gonna go for it. I have an Apple Watch. I have a love-hate relationship with like Apple Watches. I had one of the first ones, and the initial thought of it I loved, but then it drove me crazy that I basically had. So I already live on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have a phone on my watch, but I also can't use that without the phone in my pocket. So I'm like, why do I have this on my wrist when I really can't do much without having the phone anyway? And I'd rather use the phone on my watch. And so it became, I sold that watch. Eventually I got another one that I do keep in my office, and I wear it when I work out or when I go mountain biking, that sort of thing. It's more of a fitness piece of equipment than anything.
Yeah.
There are some nice things. Actually, a video that I've wanted to do at the range are like ways to use your Apple Watch at the range. I've got a couple things that are pretty cool with that. But
shoot it.
But what I liked,
shoot your Apple Watch.
So I just got this. I just got this Oura ring. If you aren't familiar, it's wearable technology, and it's crazy how little it is. Literally, people wouldn't know that it's like a fitness tracker, but it's just a ring, and the battery lasts like 8 days, which is crazy. It senses all sorts of things. So I've got an app for it. Been tracking my sleep, tracking calories, heart rate, all sorts of things, and I've been getting kind of nerdy with it. And I know it's new, so I'm getting nerdy with it. And I probably won't be as obsessed with it as I've had it longer, but it's really opened up some new things for me. Nate, I know you track your sleep. I do. You wear an Apple Watch. So talk about your experience with your.
So I've had my Apple Watch, I'm going to say it's been 3 years. Maybe 3 or 4 years. There are some definite disadvantages to the Apple Watch. Some common things like, hey, battery life sucks. I mean, at this point, like when I first got it, it would last almost 2 days. I could get away without charging it. Now I'm charging it every night. Or I charge it before I go to bed. So like I take it off towards the tail end of the day, throw it on the charger, and then I put it on because I do like to track. I don't track a lot for sleep, just a little bit, but track a little bit of my sleep stuff with it. But I from a fitness and stuff perspective, I like being able to track my workouts with it. It communicates back with my phone. I like to track my sleep, which primarily is like my heart rate. What is my resting heart rate doing and all of that stuff. I like to be able to, see my steps throughout the day, everything. The calorie tracking, I don't think any wearable is great. If you look at any of them, they're not.
It's not going to be perfect.
It's not perfect.
It gives you
something.
It gives you some kind of scale.
Yeah, it gives you a scale. It's not going to be perfect. It's just something to give me an idea of what's going on. In terms of the technology, like it's nice to have like be able to read a message real quick on my wrist. Be like, oh, is this something I need to get back to right now? Sure. If someone's calling me, do I need to pull my phone out and look? Those kind of things. I don't care so much about those at this point. They're fine. I use it for that, but that's not why I like it. I like it for all of those other features more. Is the health aspect of it, is tracking the walking, tracking the workouts. One of the things I don't have a gym membership at a place that has a pool anymore, but the Apple Watch in swimming was like the coolest thing. Doing swimming workouts with the Apple Watch, it could tell you what stroke you were doing. Like I knew what stroke I was doing, but when I finished the workout, it would say how many. Yeah, it knew what stroke I was doing, how many yards I did that stroke. It would tell me how many lengths of the pool I swam. Like it did all sorts of tracking. I'm like, I don't know how it's knowing this.
That's pretty cool.
And it was fairly accurate to what I did. It kept better track of how many lengths I swam than I did. Because at some point I'm just like, I don't remember how many times I swam this thing. I'm just trying to not to drown. Right. But that's what I like my Apple Watch for. Now, in theory, I could take it off, and like you only use yours for when you're working out, primarily. I could take it off and only use it for those things, but it's also my watch. Like I use it as my watch. Oh, what time is it? It's, 1:45. So I use it for the watch feature as well, but I like it for the health and tracking and all of that stuff. Health and fitness and all of that has become much more important to me in the last year and a half than it has historically. So that's what I've been using the watch primarily for, is all of those features.
Tib, you said you sold yours. What was your catalyst? I never even asked you. I wanted to wait till we were.
So I had 3 early Apple Watches and I broke all 3 of them. So I got rid of them. I love the functionality. The battery life was terrible and I broke them. When they came out with the Ultra, I got the Ultra and I loved the Ultra. It was bigger. It was more masculine. You could put a nice band on it. It looks good. Battery life was a little better, a lot more durable, but I became a slave to my watch. Like no matter what I was doing, I could be doing something important with my kids, having a serious conversation with my wife. I could be in a super important meeting at work and my wrist would vibrate. And no matter what I was doing, this is the reaction. It just became ingrained in me. I felt something and I did this. So I'm like, whatever I'm doing right now with my kids or this meeting or my wife is way more important than my watch. And even in church, be sitting in church and it'll be like, boom. I'm like,
forget about it. That is my number one thing I hate about the Apple Watch.
I hated it.
And I don't mean to call you out, Nate, but like you and I will be talking and your wrist will vibrate and you'll take your eyes off our conversation and look at your watch. And this isn't just you either.
Yeah.
Like everybody that has an Apple Watch, I'll be mid conversation and it'll just stop. Like people will stop mid sentence and look at their watch. They will just take their attention away from me as I'm mid sentence to look at their watch, and I can and I'll just stop because I can see that they're like, I can usually see their lips moving as they're reading, and it just
how's it go again?
That drives me absolutely insane. And actually, England, I think, said it here. It said the watch allows me to glance at my millions of messages I get rather than have to pull my phone out each time. So while I get that, I also want to be like, but do you need to read all your messages in real time as you get them? Should people have that kind of immediate access to your attention?
That is a whole podcast.
That is
right
it's sure. Like, yeah, that's it. Actually, that was not the tangent I was going to go on all this. But yeah, but that's a real thing that you have to decide. And Tib, I think it's cool that you decided like this is taking too much of my attention. I'm becoming a slave to it. So that's fair.
Yeah,
that's cool of you to do that. I was actually going to go. I don't know, Mike. Do you have any like wearable technology or anything like that?
So I've had all the Apple Watches. Had like Tib, I broke the last 2. I still have them, shattered screen and all. When I got the new phone, it came with the Apple Watch. So I had the 5G, so I could talk on my watch, which I'm deaf. So anytime my watch would ring and I'm looking like a goober, like hello, and trying to stick it to my ear to hear. There was a lot of conveniences, but also it's just we're constantly glued to technology. And I know coming from a guy that works in a professional field that's behind phones, technology, and so
Well, it's
forth,
even more reason to not want it.
it's one of those things like
yeah.
you just want to disconnect. I like a good, nice watch now, so I can tell the time and use it just for that purpose. But it is so nice when you can just completely disconnect. I think you guys have taught me that a lot in the last year and a half. Is like, hey, I'm on vacation. If you need me, I'm here.
Yeah.
But if it's of no relation, my focus is where it needs to be. And that's one thing now that I catch myself. If I can put it down, I'll put it away. Having it glued to you, no. But to Nate's point, I absolutely love the Apple Watch for swimming. I'm a big swimming person. I don't have a gym either that I can swim at. But when I swam, like it tracked everything for you. But to your point, my phone's on silent all the time. And it doesn't even vibrate anymore because I don't want to feel it. Like I'll check it when I need to, but I don't want something that immediately pulls my attention. And that topic that we just mentioned, tangent aside, something we should definitely focus on because we are constantly glued to something or pulled away from what we should be in the present moment.
I'd actually turned off on my Apple Watch. I actually turned off. I can't, like, I don't get the messages coming to my watch, stuff like that. Because honestly, it's also a pain. Because again, it goes back to one of the first things I said, like, okay, I can read it on there. And yeah, you can reply, but it's not great. So no matter what, I'm still pulling out my phone to deal with that message anyway. And I see some of the comments coming in here that there are people that kind of need to be on call. And so it's definitely more convenient for that side of the thing. But for those that aren't, that is kind of a concern. But actually the reason I was bringing this up, so one reason why I do love the Ring is because obviously there's no screen on it. It's not taking my attention away from me as I'm wearing it. Is literally just tracking health and stuff. I have just in this last week, I've already learned so much about, I never really understood sleep tracking.
Yeah.
I'm like, you just go to sleep and then you wake up and you go, yep, I slept, or nope, I didn't. But one of the things that I have learned, so I've always known that it's not a great idea to eat before you go to bed, but I never totally understood why. Well, I have data now that when on like the first 3 days that I had to watch the Ring, the one night we went out with a bunch of friends, went to a brewery, had a couple drinks, had some really good food, and it was a later night. So I basically went to bed with a full stomach on a couple of drinks.
Yep.
My heart rate never went below like 55.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of like that. There were a couple nights where it was like high 40s, 48, 49, or something like that. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to try this. So the last 3 nights, I didn't have any coffee after like 2. I had, no drinks and did not eat again. And, like after dinner, and my resting heart rate at night has been like the mid 40s. I think I hit like 44.
Wow.
When my
huge
diet
difference.
is on point, my resting heart rate at night is 44 beats per minute.
Yeah.
That is my resting heart rate. If my diet is on point, if I, like when I was on vacation, and I'm not going to lie and say that we weren't enjoying ourselves and all that stuff. Yeah. Every single night, my resting heart rate was like 52, which is still not bad. Like, right. Like it's still a good low heart rate, but in comparison to when you are eating well and all of that stuff, it's 8 heartbeats more per minute, which I know maybe people can laugh at it, but like you can tell a huge difference.
I can tell the next morning when I wake up.
Oh yeah.
And I see my sleep rating, and then the Oura Ring gives you, a like a readiness score.
Yeah.
So it takes your sleep and your activity and I think it just averages them and gives you a readiness score. Like last night I got a 92 on my sleep, which is the best I've had yet. Yeah. I think my resting heart was like 44, which I think is the lowest I've seen yet. And so, and this morning when I woke up, which I also, like I said, I slept in a little bit because I've been up late. But what's interesting. Now I'm also like, I kind of have to do what I have to do during the day, regardless. I'm not going to,
you're just going to make it work.
In fact, the one day I think my Ring was like your readiness score is pretty low. You might want to take it easy. Don't work out, rest today, or whatever. I'm like, and I laughed because I think it was Sunday. I led worship I had to be up early in the morning, led, a couple services, then came home, was able to take a quick nap, but then I went back down to that camp, led worship that night, got back later. I just laughed. I'm like, sorry, Ring, I have life to do. I got to do this. However, I do think now that I kind of have some of this information, knowing going into if I know, hey, tomorrow I got a long day, I know, okay, I need to not
Just appropriate measures.
not eat,
Yeah.
drink or anything too close to bedtime, whatever, and kind of just kind of maybe use a score a little bit. Like I'm not going to let it run my life, but but it has brought it
brings some clarity, some knowledge. I mean, it's bringing
knowledge.
Yeah, it's data, right? It's just data. Like, and I don't use my Apple Watch is, I think the Apple 3, so it's old. Like, I can't do all of the stuff that the more recent technology like the Ultra can do a lot more from a perspective of health tracking and that stuff. I just haven't invested in a watch because they're expensive, and this one is still trucking right along. So I don't need to buy something new. But I know that there's more features that the Apple Watch is capable of, or Apple technology as an ecosystem in terms of health tracking is capable of, that I am not currently using this to its, or not this particular model, like I said, but that they have capable of doing. So for me, I'm primarily using it for, I don't have the readiness score like that Oura does. I'm just doing it based on my heart rates and stuff like that. That's what when I say I track my sleep, quote unquote, track my sleep, is I'm looking at my heart rate in comparison to stuff. So if I wake up and like, man, I had a really bad night of sleep, I can usually base that off of, all right, well, I'm looking at my beats per minute and everything. I'm like, well, look, I clearly wasn't resting well. And I've now gone through a couple sleep studies and that kind of stuff, and I know within reason what is going on typically during sleep and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I can attribute to, hey, I ate poorly yesterday. I didn't do a lot of physical activity, didn't work out, didn't do whatever, and that is contributing to poor sleep. Then there's other nights where it's just like, oh, my brain didn't shut off tonight, so I was up all night thinking, which happens unfortunately frequent.
Yeah, I don't have a readiness score. It's just when I wake up, I'm like, all right,
I'm ready.
I'm not ready, or I'm ready, but I'm here. Like
I can usually tell as soon as I wake up, I put my feet on the floor. I'm like, I'm going to need a nap today.
It's going to be a 3 cup of coffee day today.
Yeah, it is. Today is going to be a rough one. But then, which actually, Stephen Bartlett said, so I usually wake up. So he said that the readiness score is scary. And I asked him what he meant by that. He said, I usually wake up feeling relatively good. And when I get a poor readiness score, it almost never fails. I'll feel it by mid-afternoon. So yeah, like you can usually kind of tough through the first part of the day because you're mostly rested then. But as the day goes on, you kind of start to feel that. So I think one of the reasons why I also kind of want to bring this up is a couple weeks ago, I had a friend and colleague pass away of a heart attack. We found out yesterday a friend of ours' father had a massive heart attack. I've known several guys around my age in the last several years that have also had heart attacks. One passed away, one did not. Like I'm 43. And I know I'm older than you guys. I'm not that much older than you guys, and I've known
way older than me.
yourself.
Super old.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not the oldest one here. The oldest one.
Oh no, that's not true.
But like heart attacks and stroke, and there's so many things that you can deal with later in life that directly reflect what you're doing right now.
Yep.
Like the cause of a heart attack started 20 years earlier. I'm not saying this every time, and I'm not even trying to I really don't want this to come across as like, hey, these guys that I've known that had heart attacks,
you could have fixed it.
You could, yeah, right. But could you have? It's just what can we be doing now to equip ourselves for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now? Because that heart attack you had probably could have been started to be prevented 20 years ago.
Yep.
If we would have, I don't know, start tracking your sleep, start tracking some calories, get in the gym, start punching other guys like Michael does, like just
it's so bad.
It does.
Beating people up.
He's just walking
when I
out
get off work. I can't wait.
There's random people in the street.
It's all consensual. It's consensual punching.
It sounds so weird.
It's like, please hit me.
Sensual punching.
Consensual punching. That's what boxing is.
He asked me to do it.
Sign the contract.
Yeah. Well, you signed the waiver.
What Puff Daddy stuff do you guys have going on there?
Consensual punching.
Consensual. We had the lighting for it, so it's perfect.
Yeah.
Boy.
But I kind of want to kind of finish the segment on that is what are we doing now to help ourselves later? Like that medication that,
100%.
that you're gonna have to be on later probably could have been prevented by lifestyle changes now.
Yep.
The best time, I love this quote. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best day is today.
Yep.
So I want to encourage all you guys and gals that are listening to, just think about that. Maybe it's a couple $100 investment in some kind of technology that can help you with that. It definitely gives you something to keep, it definitely keeps you accountable. And a lot of us need that. So,
Or maybe it's a subscription to some fitness app or a gym membership or something like that. What is the thing?
Or just picking up a book and reading about it.
That
just
too.
education is the most important tool in this.
Or it's listening to us talk about it.
a gym membership is way cheaper than a hospital visit.
Mm.
Way.
Yep.
Or
Okay.
even get some equipment and work out in your basement if you're motivated enough to do it.
Yeah.
I struggle with it, but
Consensual punching.
Consensual
yeah.
punch. And like as far as gym equipment goes, you can go on Facebook Marketplace and just get one thing at a time. Just get a couple kettlebells.
Get
Just
some
get
weights.
a
Yeah.
bench. Just get you don't have to buy a full gym all at once.
Nope.
You kind of piece things together throughout a year or two, and you'll end up with a full gym.
Full setup.
And you can get some
Body
really good
weight
deals.
exercises.
Buy a jump rope and some stretchy bands and body weight,
There you go.
Do push-ups.
and you will be toast.
Okay.
All right, let's head into our last segment here. Faith.
You know,
And
you
fuel.
say you've been walking for 30 years, right?
Hope you guys can hear this.
Have you ever thought that maybe you were lost?
No.
Well, how do you know that you're walking in the right direction?
Walk by faith, not by sight.
What does that mean?
It means that you know something even if you don't know something.
It doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't have to make sense. It's faith. It's faith. It's the flower of light in the field of darkness. It's giving me the strength to carry on. You understand?
Yeah. Also from a fantastic movie.
Fantastic.
If nothing else from this episode,
Good
we've given you
movies.
4 great movies.
Good movies.
Shawshank Redemption. Skyfall.
Book of Eli.
Book of Eli.
Book of Eli. And is that
The Liberty
another
of Death is
The Liberty of Death? Thank you.
is from John Adams.
I think it's John Adams.
You can find it on YouTube. That's where I found it.
Great movie.
So go
Go
these
watch
movies.
those.
If it's going to be hot this weekend, go watch it. It's going to be rainy. Go watch them. Yeah. So Faith and Fuel. I'm actually going to brought my actual Bible in here today.
Oh, look at that.
I got in our show notes. Nate, if you want to drop you can copy and paste it in the show notes if you
Yep,
want.
I got it.
All right. So Faith and Fuel, reading out of Philippians chapter 4. So a little background here is that Paul is writing to the church in Philippi, and the church of Philippi is actually one of the best churches that he writes to. He writes some letters that are pretty harsh. But in this section, he's actually writing them and he's actually thanking them. So it sounds like they sent Paul some gifts to kind of provide for him. And they sent him probably some food, maybe some clothing, and that sort of thing. And he picks up, I'm going to pick up in verse 11 here. Actually, I'll start in 10 because so it says, I rejoice in the Lord greatly that now at length you have revived your concern for me. You were indeed concerned for me, but you had no opportunity. Now that I am speaking of being in need, for I have learned in whatever situation I am to be content. I know how to be brought low, and I know how to abound in any and every circumstance. I have learned the secret of facing plenty and hunger, abundance and need. I can do all things through him who strengthens me. I know you've heard that last verse used. It's been knit on many a pillow and hanging over many a door in homes. I can do all things through him who strengthens me. But I don't know.
Many tattoos.
Yeah, many tattoos. I don't know if many people really understand that the context of that verse is actually about being content. And the reason I chose this is because what we just talked about with the story about Jason Brown of finding contentment. And Paul's story is amazing. He's been shipwrecked. He's been snake bitten. He's been stoned. Not that kind of stone. He's actually been hit with stones several times. Been whipped.
It took me a second.
Many times. Yeah, when I said it out loud, I was like, I need to clarify that. He's been whipped. one last shy of what would kill him many times. He's experienced a lot of hard times. He's also experienced, before this, Paul was actually one of the guys who was actually persecuting the church. He actually aided in killing Christians. In that time of his life, he had plenty. He was taken care of. He was very wealthy. He left all that behind. Here's some of the parallels with Jason Brown. He left all that behind to search a mission of spreading the gospel, and with that has come a lot of hardship. And in that, he has found the secret. And I think it's funny that he uses the word secret. They said the secret, but the secret is complete trust in God, who gives him strength to go after that mission. What's your guys' thoughts on this?
I'll go first. I think big picture, I love how many sinners there are in the Bible who are called to do great things. And I think Paul's one of the greatest of all of them. Like you said, Saul was killing Christians and turned around to be a great Christian. And how many books in the Bible did he write? I don't know, but I don't know if you guys know the number, but lots of them. And I love how God will call sometimes sinners to do great things in his name.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a quote I heard the other night. One of the speakers at the camp I went down to said, God does not call the qualified. He qualifies the called.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I mean, that goes back to he is going to give you the tools you need when he calls you to go. He's not just going to call you because you're already equipped. There was I went to a men's retreat. Well, I don't know if it's a retreat is the right word or not. It's the man camp thing I go to in the fall. And one of the things the speaker would talk about is that God gives us the tools we need to take the hill in front of us. But it's not that he's giving us that hill because he's already given us the tools. The tools or the hills in front of you to take. He always talks about it from a perspective of like a warrior, right? If you think about it, he's had a retired Army Ranger come and talk a couple times at the main camp, and they've always talked about it from a perspective of taking your hill, like a battle, taking the hill. So from that perspective, if you're taking your hill, God has not given you the mission because you had the tools. He gave you the mission. So he expects you to do it. And he's going to give you the tools along the way as you head towards it. Not because you were equipped already to do it. He's going to give it to you as you go. Go take the hill. And I think that's a lot of what Paul is saying here is like the secret is him. He's going to equip you. Go to him. He'll do it. He's not already equipped you. He's equipping you as you go. He's going to give you you're not going to find comfort there, but you're going to find contentment because he's going to equip you with the things you need to do it. If you're waiting for the tools, that's not
right.
You can't wait.
Because what you need is him.
Yeah.
Like what you need is God. And a lot of times it's not taking the hill that he wants you to experience. It's trusting in him through that process, because you may lose that battle. He's
not guaranteeing you that you're winning the battle.
Right.
He's
guaranteeing he will be there with you.
Correct.
During that battle.
Correct. And that's always the discussion that we are warriors in a war. We don't always win the battle. That's not the discussion. Ultimately, God is going to win that war. That we are assured of is that he's going to win the war. We don't necessarily win the battle, but along the way, he'll give you the tools to fight. That will happen. He doesn't necessarily give it to you before you start the fight, though. Yeah. But he's going to give it to you.
So I think, for this to, Paul was a sinner before. And if you turn against God, or if you, as my grandma used to always say, you backslide from God, he's going to put those challenges in your life that are going to be those lessons that teach you the hard way of, if you choose to turn your life away from me and turn your life to the world, I'm going to show you what the world's capable of. And it's not always beautiful. So I think what Paul said, the secret here was complete trust. And I think that's a hard task for anybody, you know, to
Hard
turn.
truth.
Yeah, the truth. Thank you. To put all your trust into God. But he does give you strength, and I can be a living a testament to that turning my back and as Grandma says, backsliding, it only ended with my own detriment in the end, because my worldly actions or the things that I needed of the world weren't what God has planned for me in the end. So finding that trust and believing in him, like Nate says, taking the hill. It might not be a battle you win. You know, I wanted to win certain battles because I wanted them, right? But it was a worldly possession or a worldly object, when God said that's not of the world, or that's not of me for you. So having that trust in him can help guide you along the way up that hill, even if it's the hill to overcome, you know, not even necessarily to win at the top of the hill, but the hill to overcome is give the strength to him to have the trust, and he'll provide for you along the way.
Yeah. Patriotic Pangolin said, Proverbs 3:5-8, which says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and shun evil. This will bring health to your body and nourishment to your bones.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. Mic drop.
Mic drop.
Boom.
Yeah, I love Psalm.
Thank you, buddy.
Love Psalm. Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, it's this I could get teary-eyed just kind of wrapping this into my year. Is I've learned through some very stressful and anxiety how to trust God in a way that I never have had to before, I think. And the only way, I'm actually thankful, and Paul actually talks about this, about rejoicing in trial. And it's so hard to do that, especially like, you know, actually I think I just did a minute message on this somewhat recently of rejoice in those trials. You don't have to be happy about the trials themselves, but rejoice because you're experiencing them. You're going to have to, you don't have to. If you put your trust in God through those trials, you will experience a peace that only comes through surrender.
And strength.
What's that, Tim?
I said a peace and strength.
Peace and strength. Yeah. Like it says here, I can do all things through him who strengthens me. And those are all, I think, and probably to put asterisk there is like, I can do all what God wants me to do through God, not what I want to do through the things that I want. So yeah, I thought it was it's a good way to kind of wrap up all the things that we talked about today. I think all kind of tie in together. You know that Psalm that was a perfect way to end that too. That, you know,
Proverbs.
the Psalm, or I'm sorry, yeah, Proverbs. You know, that really talks about just how, like, it even says our health.
Mhm.
And we talked about our health today as well. So yeah, so good. You guys have any other kind of final comments before we wrap up today?
No, sir.
Next week I will be out, so these guys are gonna take it over.
It's gonna be a party,
which I'm looking forward to. I'm gonna try to still watch while I'm on vacation.
We're gonna block him.
You're gonna block me?
Don't do it. It's good. No, you're not going to approve.
Lasers.
Laser beams.
All right. Well,
outro.
Hit the outro, boys. Here we go. Guys, thanks for turning into Life, Liberty, and Equipped. If today's conversation challenged you, encouraged you, or helped you to get more equipped to pursue your mission, share with a friend, drop a comment, and leave us a review. Those reviews are so important for us to get found. Please, please, please do that and share it with some friends.
Don't forget, we go live on the Neomag YouTube channel. So be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can be part of the next live show.
And if you guys are not already part of the Neomag Insiders Club, now's the time. Gain early access to Neomag gear, exclusive content, and front row seat to everything we're building.
And until next time, live boldly, stand for liberty, stay equipped. We'll see you guys soon.
Thanks,
See you
guys.
later.
Everyone joining the live, thank you so much for being on with us today. We really appreciate it. It's been a wonderful live, and we will talk to you guys next week. Thank you all.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.
See you later, dudes.
Tib, I was trying to change the